Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips and Damo Camilleri. How are you, gentlemen? Oh, the thumb.
Super duper.
Good to hear.
That's the only thumb up that's going to be happening.
And that's enough Fallout references in this video.
There are none.
I see.
So we're talking next gen because Xbox had a little event last week called Inside Xbox. They have a lot of them. They're usually pretty underwhelming. And they had another one just this last week where they basically showed off a whole bunch of third-party or indie titles that are coming to the Xbox Series X and whatever other bloody variants you want to call it. Who knows? But they showed off a whole bunch of games, mostly stuff that we've never seen before, and hopefully there's some stuff there that tickled our fancy. But before we get to the good stuff...
You need to ask a question.
What is gameplay?
Yes, exactly.
What is
What
gameplay?
is the meaning of gameplay? What is the meaning of life? I think it's... What is the meaning of gameplay is above what is the meaning of life at the moment, because...
Darren,
I
maybe you
don't
can
know what it
define for
means.
us what gameplay is.
While Damo's just casually eating...
His dinner, that's fine.
He's-
Dinner, it's just a bowl of Greek yogurt.
Oh, all the same. Explain to us, Damo, what is gameplay?
Clearly, it's just a cinematic trailer, you know? Because that's,
Microsoft
you know,
World.
when you have a thing for gameplay and you go, oh, what you're seeing right now is what the Xbox is going to be capable of for about 5 minutes before we get into actual gameplay. It's like, yep, that would make sense. Okay, show me the gameplay. Oh, well, we don't actually have anything ready yet.
No. There was gameplay. Ready? Wait for it. Ready? You see it?
Oh, yeah, Benny got
I think
yeah,
I saw the Mexican staring frog.
Well, how are you still alive?
Because
So-
I only saw it for a brief.
Oh, you did look directly into its eyes.
I don't know about you
Yeah,
guys, but
yeah.
I don't blame the people who made the games because they're all third parties and
No.
indies, whatever. It's Xbox.
no,
They
no,
should
no.
not have said this is a gameplay thing, because if you're going to show across all the trails in a 45-minute presentation, if you actually stayed up to watch the whole thing, it's 45 minutes, and they probably showed all up across all of the games combined between 30 seconds and a minute of gameplay, probably.
The worst part was the old Madden games. There was more gameplay of that than there was of any new games
Of
going to
anything
come
else.
out in the future. That's from EA, out of all people. Showed more gameplay.
Of games that were 20 plus years old.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Chozas?
Yeah,
COVID?
don't even get me started on that.
COVID?
That's the other thing that I want to take issues with. Yeah.
That game had some gameplay, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I have no interest in the game, but I saw gameplay.
Oh,
I
you
was like,
don't
And the
like
only
yourself
reason-
a Star Fox-ish title?
I'm never a fan of the Star Fox kind of control-y things. I like
fair.
a space dogfight game. I love them. I think they're great. I just can't get behind it. But the problem I had with it was I didn't give a shit about that game until I didn't know how to say it.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the thing. I was
Okay.
like, is it chorus? Is it Chorvis? Is it COVID? Is it what is it? And
It
then
is,
like I saw your
Chow
tweet,
Rust.
and I saw your tweet, Paul. I don't normally see your tweets, but I saw your tweet and I went,
What?
and then I'm like,
Was it about Doom?
about doing all these things, and I was like, oh wait, it was the Xbox. I'm like, Xbox, Covis, Covey, Chovy, Bon
The o-
Jovi, and so it said chorus, and I'm like, oh yes, I did.
The only reason I knew it was Chorus is because like they went through the trailer, and then I think it was like in the bottom right corner or something, it said Chorus Game or chorusthegame.com or something like that. And like, that's how it is. Because otherwise I looked at it and I just thought, Churches? Like the band?
Chiver.
Which is meant to be churches. Like, why do...
Oh.
Like, why do bands in that case and video game people think that it's okay to use a V instead of a U? It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't user friendly. I'm not, hats off them, like, obviously it gets people talking about it,
Oh.
and that's an interesting tactic, because, after 5 minutes from now, we'll be like, I mean, Chorus is a pretty sweet game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm with you.
you throw somebody under the bus with, is it? Oh no, it's Chovis. It's like, no, it's this. Again, it's the ending of Inception. It's like, oh, he was in a dream all along. It's like, no, he wasn't. And then it starts that debate. You know what I mean? It's a clever ploy.
I guess it's something because
Kinda-
there's some of these games that maybe no one cares about, whereas at least with this, you've got a name. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Matto, do you have any
mean,
other
again,
issues with
That's
the?
just-
Oh, did you have any other issues with what was shown or discussed or whatever?
Pretty
Or
much
any
just
games that you
the
didn't like?
word gameplay's like just the word gameplay. It's like, oh, welcome to this conference or whatever of gameplay. Like, cool, I love gameplay. Where was
Fair.
it?
Yeah,
Even
that's
at the end of when they were showing goes through the Assassin's Creed
Oh,
gameplay trailer.
which they promoted for the entire time as well. Like, but we're going to show you Assassin's Creed at the end. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be some
and
meaty
also
gameplay.
the medium with gameplay. Where? Did I miss it?
Yeah,
Did I blink really too slow and I missed it?
the problem
that's
with
my
that.
only problem with it is just the use of gameplay when there was very little to no gameplay. That's what I think, like everyone else.
marketing.
Yeah, well, could have just said, I don't know, in game.
Say it was in engine because that's what it was. Like in those cases,
Engine,
yeah.
That's clever. Like,
But I mean, I get why they
we're
don't use it
showing
because that
off.
means nothing to Joe Citizen.
yeah, but that doesn't matter though. You're not trying to. Who like is Joe Citizen going? Oh,
Yeah, I'll watch the Xbox event
because you said that, you know what I mean.
Because it's called
No,
Chorvers.
it's the people. It's the people who are already there that are going to
Yeah.
buy it. You know what I mean? That
Do
are
we
going to
need-
watch this stuff.
Do we need
That's
a
fair.
poll
Not the
for this?
person. Poll.
So say, do we need a poll for this? What is the name of this game? Chorus, chorus. Is the C silent, so it's just Horus?
Maybe it is.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah,
who knows?
there's layers to this thing.
Hot debate.
All right, we've been hanging shit on this
Well,
event for a
I mean-
while. So
I have. We have.
So, unless anyone's got any other grievances, let's get to the stuff that was good, which is hopefully most of the games. Were there any? Now, we won't go through some exhaustive list, and I'm 100% going to throw Vampire the Masquerade 2 under the bus because it looked like an Xbox 360 game. But,
I mean, so many people are excited for it.
oh yeah, no, and I'm sure the game will play really well, and I'm sure it'll be super, super enjoyable. But man, that's how you want to present your game in a next gen showcase, and you're gonna go, oh, and not in some like indie sort of way, where like, oh, it's kind of cute when we go for like an old school aesthetic. Like the whole thing was fucking weird. But anyway, the games. Were there any games in particular that really floated your boat?
The only one that
Oh,
tickled the pickle
go for it.
was Call of the Sea.
Of what?
Because I got a real the Call of the Sea.
I'll call the sea. Yeah.
I got a big.
I thought after all that you said Chorvers
Is this
again.
is this the
That
Witness?
mystery?
Like, is this like a new Witness game? Like, is this what we're going? And they've just kind of evolved it and pushed it even further now. Because it kind of I've got massive labyrinthy puzzly kind of
it looked pretty cool.
vibe of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not that the other games were bad in any way, shape, or form. They just weren't for me, and maybe that's just because I'm like, after the first couple of trailers.
Well, it still was one of those things even beforehand where like you didn't watch it live and you were of the impression that these games were coming to Xbox and Xbox only, and I'm like, well, I mean, and there's some of these that they haven't officially announced that they're going to come to PlayStation, but it's a third-party indie event for a reason. They're announcing exclusives. They're
World premieres.
Yeah, they're world premieres, and Xbox is trying to show them off. Yeah, and Jeff Keighley was doing his thing. I don't know if anyone's seen the tweet he put out.
Every damn time. World premiere. Who gives a shit?
Well,
It's just a
another
goddamn
conference.
trailer.
Well, Jeff Keighley's made one of those mixing boards where he cops a bit of shit for his world premiere and exclusive and all that. And he's made one because he's now having to do all his work from home. And he was doing some streaming the other day. He's created one of those mixing boards, like with the coloured pads. And he's got world premiere and he's got all these ones. He just taps it and starts saying world premiere and all that. He was having a great time with it the other day. There's a tweet. Go check it out. It's like a day old. But he had a bit of fun with that. But yeah, I'm with you. Call the Sea looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the same. I thought that, this looks very interesting. But it's also,
Yeah,
I like
it
the
was-
environments of it.
yeah, the environment's bit like
A little bit of Sea of
it
Thieves.
had a lot of
They
things
showed
going
something.
for it, like the whole like narrative, kind of like the narration going on,
Yeah.
but then the subtleties of environmental sounds and music. It was just like I can see you guys are really not even trying to sell the game, but there was gameplay in there too, from what it looked like.
One of the few
And I'm like,
games with
this
gameplay.
this
They
is
got
nice
they got the
looking.
memo.
Xbox, we're
Got
having
it.
we're having a gameplay event. Do you want to participate? Oh yeah, we better actually show some gameplay then. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
What was the bit at the end with the whole webbed hands? What is? Is she a fish?
I just got the kind of the feel. It's like a bit like
Legend of Zelda.
spirit like totems and things like that. Maybe I don't know, like a
Oh,
you
what's
know
that stupid
shape shifting
game?
kind of thing.
I instantly
Animorphy
thought of that
kind of
movie. I instantly thought of that movie, The Sound of Water, the Guillermo del Toro one from a couple of years ago, where the woman has
something in the water.
yeah, I don't know. She
Sorry?
bangs a merman person thing, whatever.
Man.
And then
Oh, is that
and then
what the
it
movie
was
is about?
and then it was, well, that's not really what it's about, but I guess it happens.
Man.
And then it was like apparently the best movie of the year or something like that.
Yeah, won the Oscar.
Yeah, we thought it was all right when we watched it here, but Sound of Water, I think
Oh.
I'm fairly sure. It's got to be that.
Movie snob here. We watched it. It was just okay.
Well, I mean, I don't
Very
watch many movies.
subpar, dude.
Righto, Margaret and David.
I don't watch many movies, so when I do, I want to have my socks blown off, and that didn't. But anyway, any other
Not
games?
impressed by mermaids.
Not really. Mermaids.
I mean, I'll let one of you guys go because not that I've got negative things to say, but I just want to, I want to hold the show. Matter,
No.
was there anything that
Yes.
screamed at you?
Scarlet Nexus interests me a little bit.
The
I
pot
think it's
plant people.
maybe because
Oh.
of the style of it, and you're killing plants. That's all it
Astral
seems to
Chain
be.
meets what did I say? What did I
Was
say
it
when I
Plants
watched
versus?
it?
Was it Plants versus Zombies?
No, I said it. Astral Chain meets The Last of Us.
I thought Astral Chain met Devil May Cry. Somewhere in that sort of ballpark. I mean, it's got that same sort of action and all that sort of thing. It's got
Astral
some
Chain.
strange character designs.
Must be Burke's backyard.
without
Probably should say
without
Burke's
the
backyard.
without the inappropriate behaviour.
What's that other guy with the beard? Costa.
Allegedly.
Costa.
Costa. International listeners have no idea what's going on now, and that's fine.
Do not look up Burke's backyard.
Well,
Unless
Just
you're
probably
looking up
take
the
it.
zine. Look up the zine about Burke. Why Burke is up. No, look, we're not going to go down that road.
look, it looks kind of
Anyway.
cool, and it grew on me. Like at first, I was like, nah. Like as soon as I saw these pot plant people, I was like, this is just the dumbest shit. Get out of here! Stop wasting my time. Like that sort of thing usually just triggers me, and it's like usually a hard no. But then the gameplay itself, and for me, yeah, it kind of smacked of like a Devil May Cry or something like that. I started to come around, and like, if they don't get too ridiculous with this thing, then maybe I can be won back. It looks cool, but I don't know.
Right. So
I
you
was the
think plants are
polar
stupid.
opposite.
So you're worried about plants being enemies, but going in Banjo-Kazooie where you're facing cauliflowers and carrots
Yeah, but the whole thing's it's cute animals and stuff. It's fine.
until they attack you.
They never even make an attempt to try and create any sort of semi-realistic thing.
Well, that's true. That's fair
Well,
enough.
yeah. See,
Except
I
Mumbo
saw it,
Jumbo,
I was like, oh, this is gonna
very,
be
very
cool.
humanoid.
I was like, this is going to be cool. And then he was like, I'm like, cool, he's got a sword. And then it's like, and then I use my telekinesis to do things. And I'm like, oh, dude, why? Why couldn't you just be like a really like baller, like, I don't know, samurai kid? Like you were just a massive nerd for anime and then you became the ultimate baller or something? Like, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of telekinesis, especially like, picking up trucks and stuff. I was like, not again, just not my thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
now. Like, not saying it was bad, and I'm guessing the gameplay looked pretty sweet though. Like, I'm don't get me wrong. For people that like are into that, like love Astral Chain and love the Devil May Cry stuff, and just kind of those like Bayonetta and things like that, I reckon this will be right up their alley of just
For sure.
picking up shit and like smashing it into these near indestructible enemies. will be an absolute
The power
blast,
pot
but
pearl,
yeah,
the
just-
pot plant pearls.
Pot plant powers. What?
These people, they look like they're legs, and then at the top
Oh,
there's
yeah.
just plants coming out the top. Stupid shit.
Undertale,
Oh, speaking of games I don't like,
flowery.
did either of you have your pickles tickled by Bright Memory Infinite? So the very first game that they showed off, I guess it's kind of half cyberpunky, but then it's set in like a semi-feudal Japan, and then all of a sudden we've got
Yeah.
Kit
Then
rolls
there's a
up.
lorry.
And, yeah,
The DeLorean just appears out of nowhere. Then a truck appears.
it's like
Then
part
you shoot
Knight
spider webs
Rider,
out of
part.
your hand.
It's the whole thing's insane,
Then spider webs come out of your hand and you go flying.
and it's a first-person shoot at the same time.
Yes, but
What
my
is
question was,
this?
It's so you
Is it
clearly
gameplay or a
missed that
trailer?
one out of the whole lot, and yeah, that one was, I guess, kind of close to showing gameplay. Like they clearly set it up to be gameplay, but it also looks
very cinematic as well.
ridiculously cinematic. Like
Aimbot.
I don't know if this could actually be what the playing experience is like.
Because they knew where everyone was, and I think it's like no one knows that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about these
That's the
demos.
problem
They
I have.
obviously wanted to make it look as good as possible. That's why when you get a gameplay demo, a real gameplay demo, you get like those slow pans. Like, we know this scene looks good, so we're gonna like slowly pan the camera out like this, so you can see that mountain in the distance and all that sort of stuff. Demo tricks 101, but this was obviously not one of those cases. Still looks pretty sweet. Like, it could be a lot of crazy fun. I don't mind it. And Damo, you'll definitely have to go check it out once we're done here. You seemed like you've missed that one.
Shit, cannot remember this one.
Don't
I watched
remember
all the trailers on
DeLorean?
Player
Oh.
2.
Okay, that's fair. It's the first
check
one.
it out.
It's the first one on the list. But yeah, actually, listeners, viewers, go check out all the trailers as well as Matt's thoughts on the Player 2 website.
Did love Matt's thoughts. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, he was a staunch defender of the whole thing, actually, because there was a lot of people hanging shit on the event afterwards, and mostly about the gameplay thing. But
That was, and there was a I think it was a hashtag at one stage as well, just hashtag gameplay.
yeah, gameplay was the number one trending thing on Twitter for a while, just after the event. It was pretty funny.
That's great.
Anything else
Thank you.
speak to you? I didn't mind Scorn, but I've known about
I
Scorn
was
for
gonna say-
a few years.
The alien type
I was
thing.
kind of excited by Scorn, and then I was just like a bit bummed. This is like, the thing where I was like, this is where I got bummed about there being no gameplay. Because I'm like, this looks really cool. I would like to see how this is going to look.
That's an
Like,
indie
if
project too.
Cinematic is your gameplay, phenomenal. Good on you. This is the greatest thing of all time. Like, move over, Final Fantasy Advent Children. We've reached a new peak of incredible graphics.
Yeah.
But I'm 99% sure you could not, unless it was like a 10-minute game, your computer would explode and then like create a black hole and suck the universe into it. Like, that would be the amount of power
Pretty
that
sure
would
just-
be required.
I'm pretty sure you'll lose power to your entire neighborhood.
Just trying to
Just,
just trying to run it. And then the only thing that I've known about this game for a long time. I listened to the Easy Allies podcast and all that, and they were like a promoter on there for ages. So I'd already heard about this little horror game that was upcoming for, it must be the last 2-3 years, but it's the first time we've seen anything for it. The one thing that did kind of throw me off was I don't know, and people are memeing the shit out of it on the internet, but there's like this weird flaccid dick looking thing that just kind of leaks stuff onto the ground. That's a bit gross.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of like, I got the feeling that like everybody had died during an orgy. Like, I felt very Pompeii. Like,
Yeah,
like
Matto's
that
got
guy,
the
that
impression
thing of the guy masturbating in Pompeii and he's just covered in ash. Like, it's like, oh, this guy was about to die and what did he decide to do? Jerk off. That's what I felt like in that. Like, people were just like, nah, nuke's about to go off, let's plow. Like, I don't know, maybe that's what's going on. No idea, but definitely a lot of weird sensual stuff going on in that trailer.
That's fair.
And that's not why I was sold. It was the creepy little red guy inside the armor that sold me. Because I sat down and I went, you know what this is? This is high definition, not Undertale.
Stealth.
What's that game? This is high definition
Undertale.
Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah, okay. Or
I guess
yeah,
I
okay.
just got Hollow Knight
CG Hollow
feels,
Knight.
and I'm like, this is cool.
Anything else for either of you? So there's some games. If I'm scrolling through the player to list now, there's some games we haven't mentioned in any great detail. We've obviously spoken about Chorvis, Bloodlines
Jarvis.
2. Unless anyone has any more solid thoughts on Vampire the Masquerade 2.
No.
Didn't even know it was a vampire game. I thought you were being a serial killer to start off with because of the whole
Oh,
like eyes
Yeah,
and
there's-
mouth and
Yeah, it was all.
then he's having a party with him.
I'm
I was excited.
I'm looking
was.
forward to playing a PS1 game. That's
Jesus, one.
Christ.
Wow.
I was excited by The Ascent
Yeah.
until I saw the gameplay.
Oh, really? That doesn't do it for you?
Is that the
No,
one?
I was.
The clicking
It probably
point
is
one
going to
or
be something.
2.5D
that I
one,
like.
whatever.
Yeah, it was like the bird's eye view tactics, Spartan.
That was the same.
Spartan Wars thing.
It's like there's a game. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. It was a big PS4. What do you call it? PlayStation Plus game at one point. It escapes me. It's kind of the exact same idea, and I loved it.
Farming Simulator.
It'll definitely not. Speaking of big PS4 titles, yeah.
Huge.
I'm gonna try and do some research. In the meantime, we'll come up. I'm sure I'll come up with it eventually.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Probably again, I know everyone's probably like, yes, we get it. You don't mind these games, but I just want to make sure that any developers listening this, that we're cool, bro. Like it probably like again, if you're excited by this, Paul, then you've played something like it and you went, awesome. I was just like, I don't know.
No, I totally get you.
Thing. I mean, it's probably going to be really cool. Like if it's an arcadey kind of style of game, later on I'm going to be like, probably when it comes out, like, just go pretty sick, bro. You're like, oh my god, you said that it was crap. What is wrong with you? Like, So don't take all.
No, I'm
opinions
not.
tonight
No, I'm
with
not.
a
That,
grain of salt.
no, but we all have our different tastes and all that. That's not an issue at all. I just, damn it, I can't for the life of me think about what the name of it is. But
Yeah, I know.
kinda-
Some
you
of us
kinda
like
drop
Final
down-
Fantasy 9 more than they like Final Fantasy 7. What's wrong with you?
some of us are smart, apparently.
Yeah, me. Gosh.
Okay, yeah, well played. Are there any other games there on the list at all? That
The
should
remastered
discuss.
Turok Dinosaur Hunter game looked pretty good.
Wait, is it called Second Extinction?
Second
Or did I
Extinction?
just write down?
yeah,
Okay.
Second Extinction.
I thought I just wrote down the tagline. I was a bit worried then.
no, you nailed it.
But which is kind of weird because they do say we're in our 5th extinction, mass extinction. So it's like, wait, shouldn't this be 6th extinction? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too sciencey there. But no, I agree with Matto. I kind of liked it, and then I was like, oh no, not co-op-y. I hope it's not. Thing.
The game I was looking
don't
for
know.
before is
Is it
Helldivers.
co-op? Is it co-op?
Yeah,
Oh,
it says
story
assemble
mode.
your team.
Oh no.
So I'm thinking, like, I don't know. Is like, I hope it is. I hope it's just like a. I mean, it'd be cool if it was in the grounds of like Serious Sam, where it's just hordes of enemies. You just keep respawning and killing, or Borderlands. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
if you have to, if you have to play online with 3 other randoms or a team, that's kind of like, oh, please don't do that.
Come on.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
People
no
should
idea.
learn their lessons from
But
previous games that don't work that
gameplay
well.
looks sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't know how that the first gun they showed off I can't remember, very nostalgic.
Like a
vibes,
machine
so-
gun.
Oh, I think it was a
Yeah, I think
shotty.
so. Oh,
Ooh.
I'll take your word for it.
But,
I
like,
don't
it
remember
looked
it well enough.
Very similar design to something, and I'm like, I know that gun from somewhere. I don't know where, but
Was it
nothing
Turok?
wrong with it. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't mind it. It comes
Sure.
from Avalanche, and they've got a good pedigree as well. Like they've done all the Just Cause games and whatnot, so they know how to
Oh, there
make
you
some
go.
stuff.
Explosions.
So they can definitely do explosions. What about the medium? Anyone? It was kind of this
So
very
it's
other
not called
very
the medium. It is the medium with gameplay. Got
Oh,
to use
yeah,
its
yeah,
exact
right.
title.
yeah, good point.
That guy did. Oh, here's some gameplay. What game? What bloody gameplay?
I was put off that one from
Yeah.
almost the very beginning because, and it was just a timing thing, and it's totally life circumstances. But as the internet knows, I've got another child on the way, and at the time, We were
Oh,
a day
well,
away
Roberto,
from.
what's up?
Yeah, they were kind of doing like the scans and all that sort of like, when they do like your 20-week scans and see what's going on inside. And we literally had that scheduled for the next day, or I guess at the time that the event was rolling on, that later that same day. And for them to go putting that up on the screen and then it gets all spooky and horror, I'm like, no. I have this shit. I don't want to borrow that. That was getting right in my head. I didn't want to have a moment when we were sitting there in the theatre getting scans and all of a sudden I just had this horror flash in my eyes. I'm waiting for some devil horns to pop up on the child or whatever. Like, that thing was like, that was off-putting almost straight away. So like, no, I'm checking out here. I don't want to know anything more about this game.
I was worried about my demon semen affecting my wife. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Born
That took a
under
turn.
full moon. God. No.
So yeah, it just that one got a little bit in my head. So I was like, nah, I'm out. Maybe we'll revisit it when the game comes out.
A bit creepy, but once they showed the gameplay, I was like, oh, or whatever that was. I was like,
Whatever
that's
that was.
interesting. Like, kind of. I'm not a Silent Hill fan, so didn't speak. to
Yeah,
me,
that's
but
right. That's the one that
everything-
had the Silent Hill
environment-
composer coming on it.
Yeah, all the environments and stuff looked really good. Like, and I like the transition-y thing. Like, she goes along and then it goes.
Yeah, it goes some
Breaking
weird
Bad,
yellow
they
thing.
head to. Yeah, I was going to say Breaking Bad, they head to Mexico. Just
Yeah.
yellow filter.
Now,
Yeah,
there's only
I don't know. Kind of weird.
There's
Parallel
only
universe
two
and
other
Dark
games
Knight.
to discuss.
don't need to
And
talk
they're
about
probably
one of them.
the two biggest ones of the lot in terms of profile. Unless I've missed something, I think there's only two left. Yakuza Like a Dragon and then Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay.
Yakuza being a big PlayStation exclusive franchise until probably the past year, when all of a sudden the older games have been starting to pop up on Game Pass for Xbox
Steam.
and Steam and other, not Switch, but certainly like a big deal for Xbox. They've really been leaning into it in the last year or so because there's been so many of those games that are now free on Game Pass. And they're trying to win over the Yakuza fan. So Yakuza Like a Dragon popped up and they confirmed that's going to be a launch exclusive game so that's a Sega title, but coming out day and date for they did, even Sega's press release didn't mention PS5 afterwards. They said PS4, Xbox One and Xbox Series X. So I don't know about that one. Maybe that was just the weird press release, so to speak. But did
Or there's still
Yakuza do it?
uncertainty on a PS5 release. Being that
Well,
there's
yeah,
only,
could be that.
They've been shown a controller, so I don't know what's going on.
The
but
word is 2 weeks away, according to Jason Schreier, the best newsbreaker in the business. So I'm going to take his word for it. But still, we don't have a
Yeah,
PS5
you
officially yet,
Jason.
so I can.
Don't
you're
put
I can buy
Nintendo
that.
Wii in the background.
Game
Well, as of when he
for-
said it, I'm thinking
no
it's like 2 weeks.
button.
But oh yes, good reference. Did Yakuza speak to either of you at all? Or you're not really Yakuza fans?
I've
Still
never
playing
played
the
a
first
Yakuza game.
Yeah, I still haven't yet either.
Sorry.
I'm slowly getting through the first one.
Oh no, wait. Actually, Yakuza 1 or Yakuza 0?
No, the remastered, the Kiwami.
Oh, Kiwami.
Whatever.
Yeah. Are you liking it?
Not Zero. What's that?
Are you liking it?
Yeah, the story. I'm getting into the story now. I just keep getting distracted by other things, like.
Is there
bowling.
a supernatural element in these games, or is this a new twist?
Must be a new thing. There wasn't in the first one that I've seen. When I saw that
Okay.
trailer, I was scratching my head, going, "What have I missed?"
Maybe
Was
that's
this
why it's not
coming out, the
Yakuza 7.
satellites going down, and all this. I don't know.
Maybe that's why it's not called Yakuza 7. Maybe they've kind of given this specific subtitle so that they can kind of do something a little bit off the handles and a bit weird and a bit different. Maybe.
Maybe.
Fair
I'm
enough.
speculating
different
again. I don't
character
know
as
the
well.
franchise.
That was the other thing as well.
Yeah. So maybe they can kind of use this as an opportunity to do something different, I guess. I don't know.
I guess it's one of those
I want
things,
to.
test the waters, and then you've got a game engine there to have your not proper Yakuza, but like your base game Yakuza, and then you've got your supernaturally kind of elemental
Yeah.
thing going on the other one. So it's like, I mean, it's clever because some people, it's right up their alley, and they'll be like, "Oh man, have you played this?" It's like what's that? What are they called? Dragon Hunter, Monster
Hunter.
They've got their Nintendo
Dragon Hunter.
Nintendo team, and then their everybody else.
Dragon
team,
Hunter would be
so-
cool.
I think that's called
Yeah,
Dragon
we
Age.
almost
Oh, yeah.
had one. It was called Scalebound, but then hey, Microsoft, thanks.
Actually, it's Platinum's fault, but anyway, whatever. The last game to discuss, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dirt 4.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Five.
there's
Five.
Dirt. Yeah, good point. Sorry, I did forget about Dirt. Anyone
Five.
racing game fans enjoying the fact that Dirt 5 got announced and that, oh my god, in a racing game we've got Troy Baker and Nolan North to come in and do it.
I don't know
Voice
why
actor.
that really matters. Bloody racing game.
They're the two biggest voice actors in the industry.
know
So
that. Well,
Damo just gave us the Who. So Damo, for context, Nolan North plays Nathan Drake from
Nathan
Uncharted,
Drake.
Oh,
and
you said
Troy Baker plays
Nolan
Joel from The
North.
Last of Us.
And who? Oh, Troy. Sorry, I couldn't hear you at the beginning.
So that they're probably the two biggest voice actors / actors in games, but I don't quite get why they're making a big deal about them in a racing game.
Well, you need something to sell.
Like, is Troy Baker just going to get over you like the little walkie-talkie in the car while you're racing and just like do some impressions for you?
Really do his Joker voice.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Because that's another one. He was the Joker in Arkham Origins. But yeah, our silence is kind of deafening when it comes to Dirt 5. Like, okay, if you're a racing game fan, you'll probably enjoy it. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which was the one they promoted the whole time. They saved it to last, so have we. I'm really looking forward to the game, but they really didn't tell me anything about it. I was pretty underwhelmed. Oh, thumbs down. You disliked it? You just disliked it, or is this just the whole gameplay thing
It's
again?
the same stuff that we saw a week earlier. It's nothing new. That's the problem. It's just another trailer of Vikings attacking England.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
And still no real, viewing of the woman that you could play.
Oh, the female character.
Either. Yeah.
Probably was her. She just had the beard.
Yeah. And I mean,
Viking Day is a little bit different, I guess, but
I don't get stealth and Vikings, like, unless you're not going for stealth and Vikings.
it doesn't make sense.
Or maybe and the main character looking so much like Ragnar Lothbrok from the Viking TV series, like haha, clever, but
Yeah.
no, not that I mean, it's hard to create a new character that's fresh nowadays.
Yeah, just do what Sony did and just send Kratos into the Norse territory. That way, you just get someone that's completely like fish out of water and it just works. Just send like some Irishman in there. No, hang on, that's still kind of in the ballpark. Let's send an American in there.
That's Neuer. Dude, that's what Neuer did. Go an Irish samurai.
Yeah, there we go.
Liam.
That'll do.
Irish.
Um,
No, I mean it looks interesting, and maybe there's some form of like strategy, like you send in your Viking men, and they
You just sit there
do
and do
things
nothing.
while you're going around the back and doing the stealth stuff.
I mean,
'Cause
that'd be cool.
I'm sure that it wasn't all raging and pillaging like full on. Like I'm sure that you'd have like they would have had squads and stuff that would have gone in.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good if they did that.
Tomahawk.
I'm pretty sure when they did go to England, they had to change how they did things. So who knows? But
I could definitely get
I
around
didn't play Odyssey, and I didn't play the other
Maybe
one
Snap.
in Egypt.
Origins.
Yeah, I know, but kind of done.
It's a long
Yeah,
game.
they're
though,
huge.
I'll say
They're
that.
huge games.
Yeah.
Like a long game.
I've got so many other games to play. I mean, maybe I'll get behind this one. Maybe it'll hook me in. If it comes out on the first console, like PS5, it's there on day one, and I'm getting a day one console. Might do it, but other than that, I might.
No, that's fair.
Depends what else comes out.
I mean, I
Maybe
think it's going to be a
Breath of
pretty
the
good
Wild come out
like
first.
launch for. I mean, there's a few games here that we've already spoken. Yeah, let's pretend we're buying an Xbox for a moment. There's a few good games on the list, but then on top of that, you add Halo, for example, which is going to be a big deal for Xbox people, and God knows what other exclusives they've got up their sleeve. If you're a Forza fan, there's going to be that there. So why would you bother with Dirt 5? But there's going to be like if you're a big Xbox racing guy and you've got your own exclusive thing, Forza, which is huge.
Forza's a lot better.
Then people will probably
superior.
pick that over Dirt. But there's games on this list. If even a couple of them come out at or close to launch, and then you add Halo in there, like it's a pretty good slate. And all of a sudden, for someone like you who's not all that wowed by Assassin's Creed, maybe that slips off your radar as a result. So, and that's not even including what PlayStation might do on their side of things. And when Nintendo finally decides to announce what they're doing for the rest of the year.
7 Chapter 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Another Smash.
Not happening, though.
Another Smash.
Character.
Another Smash DLC pack. That'll be all Nintendo needs.
You have your new console. We'll give you another Fire Emblem character in Smash.
Have some turnips in Animal Crossing.
Get
Free.
So yeah, I mean, Xbox people, you got something to look forward to, and they're doing monthly events now, right up until launch. So
at least they'll learn from this one.
Yeah. Well, I think they've apologized for like the marketing essentially, not for what they showed, but for the marketing of it. So I think that's something.
At least if they've learned from it, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I think so. The word is that when they have their next month event in June, that's going to be the console. Like let's really talk all the specs and all the prices and and that was kind of cool that Aaron Greenberg showed the fridge off at the very beginning of the. Did any of you guys actually watch the Damo? I know you watched the trailers, so you did. Yeah, at the very beginning there, he created like they're Microsoft, so it would have been Teams. He created a background where where these fridge was the new Xbox Series X, because obviously people have been making jokes that it looks like a fridge, so he doubled down on it, which was kind of funny. But yeah. Anyway, June apparently for that. July they've said is when we're going to get Halo and other first party stuff. They're doing some alright things.
Coming out in June.
No, sorry, as in they're going to reveal it'll be here's your release date, here's your price, all those sorts of things. Which is the old that's the old E3 time slot.
Oh, Queen's birthday weekend.
Yeah. Well, maybe it won't be that exact weekend, but I know EA is doing something that weekend, so they're doing EA Play, but digitally.
They were never part of E3, so it doesn't really.
Well, they left E3, but they still had it at the same time because they wanted to ride that wave, and they're still sticking to that same date.
Why not? Show more Madden.
Yeah, exactly.
More old school Madden.
So yeah, like Xbox has got a good slate coming up, and then PlayStation will do their thing, and presumably some of the third parties that they show will come to Xbox as well, and that'll fill out the Xbox slate a bit. Like there's some cool stuff going on. Any last thoughts at all before we wrap this one up?
No, I think we've said. I've said my piece.
We've smacked gameplay, the concept of gameplay around.
Enough. Gameplayed out.
I can't wait to see this first party thing because I reckon all we'll see is gameplay, like the non-CG, non-cinematic event, and it's all the non-cinematic reveal, and just all of a sudden it's just Chief going and shooting stuff. It'd be great.
If they throw it behind some Skrillex, I'll be right behind it.
It's like it's just a Borderlands trailer.
Bangarang.
So on that note, then we'll wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the details are down the bottom. If you're a podcast listener, 5-star reviews, it helps with exposure. But for YouTube, there's links to more episodes of Patched, The Insider, Play 2 Plays, Late Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Gamer School is nearly actually done after 2 years, so I'm going to start drumming that one up a little bit. Visit the website, player2.net.au, where you'll find Matt's piece about this Xbox event, as well as reviews, previews, opinion pieces. Maybe we'll clip out this footage of Damo dancing and put it online for you as well.
You're just jealous you can't do this and speak at the same time.
No, I definitely couldn't. There's the Patreon. There's Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. Kick it a few bucks. The lower tiers, early access, higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And we've got a few little ideas about some things we can do there to kind of further justify your patronage. Not to mention also, if you're a patron, you get the magazine free when that eventually comes out sometime this year.
Free shower curtain.
Oh yeah. There's the store. Go check out the details on the website, player2.net.au. But it'll take you to our Redbubble store, where yes, they sell a shower curtain there with the Player 2 logo on it. And if you buy one, if you are the person that buys one, send us here on the show, as well as everyone at Player 2, a tweet with your receipt, proof of purchase, and
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
When the horrible virus is finally over, each of us will come and find you and hug you safely, without sharing.
Punch
corona.
you, and I'll take your shower curtain.
You can hug him. I mean, I'll straight up
Get wrapped up in that shower curtain with them,
Give
or?
him another T-shirt, but I'm like, oh, I'm not forking out more money.
But there are other things like T-shirts and stickers and all that. I had some stickers arrive for Dev Diary.
Pillows.
They're
and
kind of
pillows,
cool.
You get pillows.
Stickers for Dev Diary.
Oh,
Throw cover.
the
Sticker
award-winning Dev Diary.
The
Is that
award-winning
even a
Dev Diary.
sticker?
So yeah,
It's like a Polaroid
promotion.
picture.
Yeah, and you can stick it on all sorts of things like work diaries and stuff. For like my other job. In case I
Dev
just
Diary
want
Diary.
a Dev Diary, which is very meta. But where were we? Patreon. So then there's Twitter. Damo, where can you be found?
On Twitter. At Tacos
At
Talk.
Tacos
Sorry.
Talks. Matto, how about you?
Maddo_Phil.
Paul James Games for me. The website's Player2AU.
Go to
And
the Doom video. He's got his
until
little quote
go
on
again.
the Doom Eternal. The Doom Eternal video.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Go check out the Doom Eternal trailer that's kicking around at the moment because I'm in it. Well, my words are. In fact, they say from Player 2, so there could be a straight up lie. I could be lying to you, but it was me
It's on the screen by itself. No little
for like half a
10
second.
others.
For like
half a second. Totally worth it.
So,
I
That's it, where the
screenshotted that
demons
and
go.
sent it to my friend.
oh really?
Yeah, I was like, man, it's kind of crazy when you like podcast with like these two idiots and like you're seeing words from the people you work with
In ads for
a
Doom
trailer.
Eternal.
And I was like, oh, you bet, that's fine.
Look, it was pretty nice. It's the first time anything like that's happened. I was pretty stoked. Long may that continue.
You gonna frame it?
Well, look, it's just if Bethesda hopes to be able to do the same thing again with any Fallout release, maybe they don't want me to be the
That's
one
a
reviewing
good
the game.
thing. That's a good thing. They did do it a couple of years ago, where you just
Fallout
said
76.
fuck Fallout.
And then through the game. They can just maybe clip that video out and stick it in their trailer. But anyway, on that note, we'll wrap things up there. Doom Eternal's great. Fallout is not. Xbox did some cool stuff. Maybe you'll enjoy it later in the year. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.
Bye.